Thanks for joining us on Tandem Radio for a very special segment, By Design, focused on helping you understand how God designed you so that you may be healthy and productive in fulfilling God's purposes in your life for many years to come. Now let's join our host, health expert and public speaker, Dr. James Proodian.
Welcome to the By Design radio program. My name is Dr. James Proodian of Proodian Healthcare and ProodianHealthcare.com, where health literacy is the key to longevity. And as long as God has us on this side of eternity, my show is designed to help you and your families to feel better, function better, and live as many quality disease-free years as possible. Welcome this week. Hopefully you had a nice week, and it's the weekend, and everybody's enjoying themselves, and we're going to spend 15 minutes today or so talking about digestion. We started the foundational subject matter of digestion last week, gave you a quick overview, more of an anatomical overview of digestion, and this is a foundational show. So as we get into this show today, and we're going to cover digestion, remember it's linked directly to detoxification, and those shows can be found at tandemradio.com. Go to the By Design tab and look for archive shows. We are on show number 31 right now. They're all labeled and numbered, and you could go back and see the titles of each show, and you could watch them at your leisure. Luke 1:37, for with God nothing is impossible. The show's backdrop is that Bible verse that if we are engaged in healthy conversation and health literacy becomes the norm, we can make positive changes in our lives every day by using the science that we have today in the physical, the nutritional, and the psychological realm to make better decisions on the things we're bringing in our home, how we manage stress, and the type of exercise we should be doing. So hopefully the show has provided you that backdrop. I look at my show as a conversation. We want to keep the conversation going every week, not just through the radio show, but also through my blog. I blog every Wednesday, so feel free to go to drproodian.com, that's spelled Proodian.com, and please become a subscriber to the blog site. You could go back and read this year's postings have been really cool. We try to align the blog post with the radio show, and many times, because I'm speaking in corporate America and universities and schools on a weekly basis through Wellness at Work, we try to align what I'm blogging about even with the seminars that I'm doing that week. So anyway, let's get into digestion. Last week, I had given you the basic the anatomy of our digestive tract, and I kept it very simple. We went mouth, we went esophagus, to the stomach, small intestine, large intestine, which includes the rectum, and out. But other parts of the digestive system which are very important are things like our pancreas, our gallbladder, and our liver. And all of these organs are working together. Not that you have to think about it much, because you don't, and to provide us with healthy digestion. The parameters of our digestive tract, what I said last week was that the small intestine can be measured up to 27 feet long. The average size of the small intestine is around 20 feet long, which is pretty long. And the average size of the large intestine is, again, around anywhere between 6 to 10 feet, depending upon who you read. So anywhere in the neighborhood of about 25 to 30 total feet of digestion is what our food has to move through in order to exit. So we're eating protein, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, minerals, and water. Your body has a designed mechanism of breaking down each one of those substances. Proteins are digested differently than fats are, for instance, and carbohydrates are digested differently in various parts of the digestive system than, let's say, proteins and fats. And I'm not going to go through the actual physiology of digestion of proteins versus fats versus carbohydrates. I'd like to keep this conversation more practical, which is, when we look at the importance of digestion, I don't think many people ever stop and think how much energy is required by the human body to digest food. Now think about it, guys. If I go to the gym and I get on a treadmill, my body requires energy. My neuromusculoskeletal system, the nerves are telling the muscles to contract. The skeleton has to move. That requires energy. The digestive system, through peristalsis, for instance, which is the way the food is, the small intestine expands and contracts and moves the waste through our small intestine, that requires energy too. So when we look at any system in the body, we understand getting on the treadmill is going to require more energy than sitting behind a computer. Okay, we probably don't realize that by eating a toxic diet, a diet that's filled with processed man-made food, that's filled with copious amounts of the wrong types of fats, for instance, fried food, dairy products, excessive amounts of grains. Our digestive system is overworked. Now, you think about this 30-foot structure that has to process and assimilate our foods, break down carbohydrates, break down proteins and fats, utilize pancreatic enzymes, utilize the gallbladder and bile, utilize the liver and its toxification centers to detoxify our food. Because if we're eating things and they're not detoxified, we would die. That's why you can't live without a liver. L-I-V-E are the first 4 letters of the word liver. So here's our digestive system, and I don't know about you, but I never really want to give my digestive system the kind of workout that I give my musculoskeletal system. If I go to the gym and I'm working out aggressively, I know I'm training my musculoskeletal system, and I know that right after my workout, I want to feed my body good, healthy food because I just went and drained my musculoskeletal system. So the little cells in my muscles are starving for carbohydrates, which allow them to make energy, so for instance. So here's our digestive system. When we start off our day, one thing that I want everybody to remember is when you wake up in the morning, you're dehydrated. You just slept 8 or 9 hours. You probably before you went to bed, didn't consume a lot of water. And when you wake up, your body, these muscles that make up the esophagus, the muscles that are in your stomach, the muscles that make up the small and large intestine, our cells require water. 60 to 70% of the human body is water. So one of the health tips is right when you get up in the morning, have an 8-ounce glass of water. What do most Americans do? We start off our day with at least 8 ounces of coffee or even more. And coffee is a diuretic, so we're already dehydrated. Then what we do is we dehydrate our digestive system even further, and then we introduce food. Now, we put food into the digestive system that's dehydrated, and it has to go to work. Now, a dehydrated bicep, if I go to the gym and I want to train my biceps, is going to require a whole lot more energy to work because it's dehydrated. That's exactly the same thing that happens in our digestive system. We don't want to work out a dehydrated digestive system. So we want to hydrate our digestive system and stay away from diuretics, particularly in the morning. And we also don't want to then stop off at, a fast food place that claims to sell breakfast and eat a high carbohydrate, sugary breakfast. Because once again, here's our poor digestive system. It's down there, it's been designed by God, and it's saying, man, oh man, give me a break. What are you putting down here that I have to go digest? This is not in my job description. My job description was to digest protein, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, minerals, and water, and I would like you to feed me healthy proteins, healthy carbohydrates, healthy fats. And I definitely want to be hydrated to do my job. So think of your own life. If I go to work in the morning and somebody just dumps a pile in my inbox that has nothing to do with my job description, all they're doing is giving me more work to do. I don't think any of you out there in your jobs or in your life appreciate just being kind of dumped on. And that's what we do to our bodies. We just kind of don't think about it. We passively do things to our systems, and eventually those systems get sick and they break down. So we may develop a little indigestion, we might develop a little bit of bloat, we might develop a bellyache, we may not be able to pass our bowel once a day. Remember, we should be moving our bowel 1 to 2 times a day for healthy digestion. And we kind of maybe live with this. We're like, I'll take a little bit of the over-the-counter antacid, I'll take a little bit of the over-the-counter, hydrochloric acid blockage, like Zantac and such. This must be healthy. It's over the counter. It's stopping the production of hydrochloric acid. What's the name of this show? By Design. Do you think that hydrochloric acid production is a good thing? You bet it's a good thing. Hydrochloric acid is required to break down food in our stomach. Now think about what we're doing. People habitually take product that blocks the production of hydrochloric acid. So what are we passing from our stomach to our small intestine? We are passing food that hasn't been properly broken down. We are passing large food substance into our small intestine, and the small intestine is saying, why am I left to try to digest food product that was supposed to be broken down in the stomach? Well, because the person has a bellyache, and they, instead of correcting the problem, they stuck a Band-Aid on the problem. And they said, well, I just want the pain to go away, so I'm going to take this over-the-counter purple pill or whatever the color pill it is. And instead of correcting the problem by balancing the hydrochloric acid production in the stomach, by balancing pH in the bloodstream, and by hydrating and eating a good, sensible diet, a program that's designed for that individual. And that's not right. And not everyone should be eating the same dietary program. Some of us have gluten sensitivity. Some of us have allergies to dairy products. Some of us have allergies to eggs and different things. And we as adults should know the types of foods that we have an adverse reaction to. And those adverse foods need to be avoided to avoid things like bloat and indigestion, and eventually even things like more complex subject matter like leaky gut syndrome, irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's disease, and things like that. So today's show was just to bring to light that we've got this designed system in our body called our digestive system. And I just want everyone to leave today thinking about their digestive system and saying, man, I'm going to give you a break. I'm going to take better care of you, because the better care you take of your digestive system, the better care your overall health will be. Because if we're using a lot of energy to digest food, you're going to feel fatigued. I have a program I run in corporate America called Fatigue, and one of the primary things that cause fatigue is poor digestion. And I'll end the show on that note. Let's do a better job of digesting our food, of eating a sensible, small meal, more frequent meal program, and not taxing our digestive system with large meals. Guys, have a great week. God bless you. Thank you for listening to the By Design radio program. Tune in next week, and we'll continue our conversation on digestion. Be well, and God bless.
You've been listening to By Design with Dr. James Proodian of Proodian Healthcare. To learn more, visit us at tandemradio.com, that's tandemradio.com, or on Facebook. And don't forget to email us with your questions. We'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, hope you have a healthy week, and we look forward to you joining us next time for more fantastic insights from Dr. James Proodian on By Design, a special production of Tandem Radio.